to my first ever recap video on the Warriors versus the Celtics. Never done one of these before, so it's gonna be a bit rough, and yeah, so stay with me, guys. As you guys can see, I got my headset. I'm using it as a mic right now because I have no other source of mics. And I can't really be bothered putting this on. Game 5, where to begin? Let's start off with Andrew Wiggins. Bro was out here with 26 points, 12 rebounds, and then he also had clamps on Jason Tatum. Andrew Wiggins is definitely the second best player in this series throughout both teams. Obviously you can have a debate for Jaylen Brown. He has been putting up great stats as well, and also with those 2 games they did win, he was exceptional. But when you look at what Andrew Wiggins has done for the Golden State Warriors, offensively and defensively, he's been probably the most consistent scorer on the Golden State Warriors, behind Stephen Curry, obviously. But the defensive side of the ball, the way he's been able to defend Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum has been exceptional. He's probably the hardest defender Jason Tatum has gone against these whole playoffs. And when we look at Andrew Wiggins on the offensive side of the ball, he's averaging 18 points, and that would probably be the second leading scorer for the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Klay Thompson, not exactly too sure. But 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. And the first 5 games for Andrew Wiggins is exceptionally well for a guy who was expected to be the superstar #1 pick coming out of the Cavs, getting traded to the Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins has made a massive improvement on his game, where he hasn't had to be the #1 guy on the team or even the #2 guy. But in these finals, he's stepped up and he's proven that he is that second guy for the Golden State Warriors behind Stephen Curry. I do want to talk about Draymond Green as well, considering he's had 4 pretty average games, we can all agree. This last game came out with 4 points straight away, really aggressive. I think he had a 1 3-pointer attempt in the corner. He was willing to shoot the ball tonight, which is something you want to see from Draymond Green if you want to win these games, where he's aggressive, hungry to get his teammates involved. Obviously, Steph Curry didn't have the greatest game tonight, but he's always looking, to get his teammates involved. Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, as I was saying. Draymond Green, over the last 4 games, obviously hasn't had the greatest statistics. To be honest, he hasn't really played well the whole series all around, but something we can praise him for is his defense. Here's a stat that I found before going into Game 5. Draymond Green, when guarding Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they combined for a total of 10 of 31 shots, and then 2 of 14 from 3 when guarded by Draymond Green. I don't think Draymond Green is getting... I think everyone's overreacting with the Draymond Green nonsense, Obviously, he could be better, which he was in Game 5, thankfully, where the Warriors were able to get the win. But I think Draymond Green has also had a solid series on the defensive side of the ball, which no one is really talking about. Obviously, Andrew Wiggins has had his days on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but also Draymond Green has done a pretty exceptional job guarding both of them. Draymond Green has never been that guy where you're expecting him to drop 15 points, have an exceptional scoring night. He's always that guy which will lead your team to a victory with leading the defense and also leading the offense and creating other plays for other people, He's always been that leader. He's not the guy that's going to score. So for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to be shooting that bad guarded by Draymond Green shows you how important Draymond Green has been these 5 games. Steph Curry obviously didn't have a good game. The thing with Steph Curry is he can have a bad game and he still impacts your team tremendously on the winning side of the game. When you watch the replays, he was getting double teamed off screens, which was creating for open drives for Andrew Wiggins. Goes to show how great of a player Steph Curry is. His off-ball movement, insane. There's no one else in the league that can run like him around screens, and his stamina is insane. Steph Curry ended with 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 16 points. Obviously, he wasn't there offensively. He shot 7 for 22, 0 9 from 3, which is rare because I think this was the first time Curry hadn't made a 3 in a single game, like a single 3 in a game since 2018. It might have been. I'm not too sure, but it was a long time ago. I tell you that. With Steph Curry not really going offensively, struggling to shoot the ball, Klay Thompson still had a really good game with 21 points. He hit some really clutch threes when I think the Celtics went on that little run in the third quarter, and I think it was Klay Thompson got open at the top of the three. Made that three. I mean, people don't realize how clutch and how needed that three is. I mean, Klay Thompson misses that three. Celtics come down, hit another three or score. The momentum's all in Boston's way, and that's what Klay Thompson has done throughout the whole series, to be fair. I mean, looking back at Game 3, I think it was, where the Celtics were pushing that lead out and pushing that lead out, and Klay Thompson hit some crucial threes to, keep the Warriors in it, where they did come back late in that third quarter just to lose in the fourth quarter. But still, I think Klay Thompson has been very good for the Warriors. Obviously, we've seen Klay Thompson play better. I mean, but for him coming off a injury where he's missed 2 years, I think how Klay Thompson is playing is very good. I mean, he's still putting up good stats with some decent shooting. I mean, obviously, the first couple games weren't the best, but he's really picked it up over these last 2 games. And yeah, I mean, Game 6 are just on Friday. I mean, I think we know how good of a player Klay is in Game 6, so I'll be looking forward to that game a lot. You feel me? But let's talk about the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics, too many turnovers. I think it was every time the Celtics turn the ball over 16 times or more, they end up losing the game, and that's what happened tonight. I think they ended with a total of how many turnovers? Let me check. 18 turnovers as a team. That's just not going to cut it against the Golden State Warriors. You see how deadly they are in transition with just shooters all around the floor and people who can attack the rim like Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton and Draymond Green. I mean, it's just not going to cut it if you're the Boston Celtics. You have to tie down all those pointless turnovers, especially Jason Tatum. I know Jason Tatum has been struggling a lot these finals, but Jason Tatum has got to lock it up. I mean, Jaylen Brown as well. I mean, too many just pointless turnovers where they're just trying to draw the foul, not really trying to look to actually score the ball, more try to draw the foul than actually score, which just not going to cut it against these refs in the finals, where it's a bit more physical, where the refs will let you just play on. I mean, when we look at the Boston's rotations, I think they play a 8-man rotation of Grant Williams, Payne Pritchard, and Derek White off the bench. Derek White wasn't going tonight. I mean, we all knew that Derek White wasn't as good as a three-point shooter as he had shown throughout the whole finals. I mean, we knew it was going to come, and tonight was the game where they needed him the most. I mean, Jaylen Brown, 5 of 18, not going to get it done. Jaylen Brown, man, I think he has been the Celtics' best player throughout these series. I mean, Jason Tatum has made it more of a case over the last game. Jaylen Brown still has to be better. I mean, Jaylen Brown, 18 points, 5 of 18, 0 of 5 from 3. It's not going to cut against these Warriors. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Marcus Smart, he had a decent game, apart from his block, which cost him a lot. I mean, that 1-3 where Klay Thompson was wide open, he tried to sell the flop. Timely 3 you do not want to go out to the Golden State Warriors. I think it gave him an 8-point lead. Something you don't want to do in the clutch time. He did have 20 points. He was a second leading scorer, but apart from that, wasn't all there. What do I expect for Game 6? I'm expecting I think this game is going to be very close. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think Klay Thompson is going to have an exceptional game, as he always does in Game 6s, but I don't know how the Celtics are going to respond. I mean, we saw it. This was the first game the Celtics have lost back-to-back these whole playoffs. I mean, I just don't know how the Celtics are going to recover. I think they're going to come out hot, which they're going to have to if they want to win. I think the Warriors are going to come out hot. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all knowing what it takes to close that final game off and win the championship. I think it's going to be a great game. Who do I think will win? Give me the Warriors. My prediction from the start of the series was Warriors in 6. I mean, I'm going to stick by that. I could obviously it could go to Game 7. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy win for the Warriors. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown are both exceptional players at home. I mean, especially Jaylen Brown. They both play very well at home. But with saying that, I mean, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, that 4 right there, man, they've been something special these finals. And then when you look at the Boston Celtics, you look at Jaylen Brown, Tatum when he's on, but when he's off, he's horrible. Al Horford, When he's on, he's great. When he's off, you don't even want him on the floor, to be honest. Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's been alright. He's been probably one of the most consistent Celtics players these whole finals, and maybe Derek White. But man, you just need a bit more out of Jason Tatum, a bit more out of Jaylen Brown, a bit more out of Al Horford, and probably a bit more out of Grant Williams. I mean, he's been struggling these playoffs. I mean, these finals with scoring. Obviously, he's not there to score the ball, but when he is, he needs to take his opportunities. I mean, 16 minutes, 2 field goals, one at 2 from the field. How many fouls did he finish with? 3 fouls. I mean, he is there to defend. We all know that, but I don't know what it's going to take to beat these Golden State Warriors, to be honest, guys. I'm just looking forward to Game 6. Should be a fun game. And, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.